Most companies have no idea how much carbon their supply chain is actually producing, and the ones that think they do, they're probably wrong. I'm Daniel, CEO of CO2 Connect. At this company, we build carbon accounting software specifically for transport and logistics companies across Asia Pacific. Before this, I spent close to 6 years as a director of professional services at a reputable industrial IoT company specializing in transport and logistics track and trace. I worked a lot with operational data, especially with the data side of this industry, sensors, telematics, fleets management systems, real-time fleet visibility. The more data I saw, the more one thing became obvious. Companies knew exactly where their trucks were, but nobody knew what those trucks were actually emitting. In late 2021, I was part of a pioneering team that started CO2 Connect as a joint venture with a very specific goal, that is to solve granular carbon accounting for transport fleet owners. What started out as one focused problem has since evolved into something bigger. Today, CO2 Connect is a digital measurement, reporting, and verification platform, a DMRV platform, so to speak, that integrates IoT sensor data, ERP systems, transport management systems, and carbon emissions calculation across all 8 transport modes. So when the board asked me to lead the company full-time, I didn't hesitate, because this problem needed solving, and it still does. Here's what frustrates me. Transport and logistics is the third largest emission source in Singapore at the national level, as well as at the global level. I repeat, third largest. And I believe with more granular measurement, it could actually be the second largest emission source. But when it comes to upstream and downstream emissions from transport and distribution, most businesses struggle. They don't know where to start, and they don't have the right tools. And so they do what's easiest. They just wait. Wait for the government to regulate, wait for a carbon tax, wait for someone else to move first. I got quite tired of that kind of attitude, and I decided to start this series because of it. There is an ISO standard purpose-built for this sector, and that is called ISO 14083. It exists, it works, but most companies in this region have never heard of it. We cannot manage what we don't measure, and right now, the transport sector is managing almost nothing when it comes to emissions, because almost nothing is being measured properly. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to have honest conversations with people from the regulatory side, logistics CEOs, and sustainability professionals about what's actually happening on the ground. No corporate spin, no greenwashing, just the real picture and what we can do about it. If you're a transport or logistics business wondering where to start, reach out. And if you believe the Singapore government needs to take a more enlightened approach to this sector, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.